Hello, I'm Juan Davies, Chief Creative Officer at KCTM PBS SoCal, and I'm joined by the newsroom of KPCC and LAist on a daily reporter roundup. Jacob, start us off with an update on the fires and what we know about the air quality.
Yeah, not looking good. Firefighters are still trying to get a handle on more than 25 big deal fires across the state, including what is a terrifyingly large and fast moving creek fire up at Sierra National Forest. It trapped hundreds of people and forced them to evacuate by helicopter. Other fires up north, they're all sort of responsible for this extremely gray sky that we've had, especially for the past few days. But those gray skies up until today weren't necessarily making our air quality all that bad. Today, our air quality kicked into the toxic zone because of our local backyard wildfires. That would be the Bobcat fire near Mount Wilson and the El Dorado fire near San Bernardino. So until we get some wind or these fires are extinguished, which I don't know when that's going to happen, smoke's going to keep being a problem. We're going to continue to have these yellow and gray skies.
And of course, we're not just dealing with fires and smoke. There's also the pandemic, which has been a disaster for the economy. David has the latest on supplemental unemployment benefits from the state.
Right. So this week, California started paying out new federal unemployment benefits of $300 per week. And this is part of the Lost Wages Assistance Program that was authorized by President Trump. But nearly 200,000 out of work Californians aren't going to get a dime under this new program. And that includes many younger workers. That's because in order to qualify for this new round of help, you need to be getting at least $100 per week in state benefits. And that leaves out many part-time and low-wage workers, as well as freelancers who have mixed sources of income. The people I talked to for this piece were recent college grads, still finding their footing in the job market. And now, they're struggling to keep up with rent and student loan payments. And that's not going to get any easier now that they're left out of this new $300 per week program. Researchers with the California Policy Lab say that about 10% of workers aged 20 to 24 are going to be excluded from this new program. That's a much higher exclusion rate than we see for older age groups.
Frank has been following the death of Dijon Kizzee, who was shot by LA sheriff's deputies. What's the latest, Frank?
Well, there was an interesting revelation by Sheriff Alex Villanueva today. He said one of the deputies who fatally shot Kizzee has yet to be interviewed by detectives investigating the shooting. It's been 10 days since the shooting. I talked to a former sheriff's commander who once oversaw these investigations, and he said that is too long. Deputies' memories fade, their stories can change. But like anyone under potential criminal investigation, deputies can refuse to talk to investigators, even from their own department. And one of them, who shot Dijon Kizzee, so far has done so. The sheriff says once he does talk to investigators, the department will hold a news conference that will answer key questions about the case, including why deputies pulled Kizzee over on his bike in the first place.
And finally today, our newsroom continues to keep a close eye on the upcoming election. Libby has the latest from the LA supervisor's race to represent the 2nd District.
Yesterday was the first general election debate between State Senator Holly Mitchell and City Council member Herb Wesson. They've been vying to represent parts of South LA, Inglewood, Carson, and Culver City. And policing issues were top of mind. In recent months, the 2nd District has seen protests over the shootings of Andres Guardado and Dijon Kizzee that Frank just reported on by LA County Sheriff's deputies. And at the forum last night, Wesson touted his work introducing a city measure to design a program for unarmed response to nonviolent 911 calls. Wesson says that he is, quote, the tip of the spear in reimagining public safety in the entire country. Holly Mitchell, on the other hand, says she has spent her entire career in the legislature putting forward criminal justice and juvenile justice right-sizing reforms. And, quote, not just when it's cool and everybody's done it. The online event was organized by the Carson Accountability and Transparency nonprofit and the Carson Chamber of Commerce.
The head of the spear, huh, Libby?
The tip of the spear, that's what Herb Wesson said. Of course, Holly Mitchell says she's been working on these issues for a long time. The implication was that Herb Wesson stepped in as part of a political opportunism.
Well, thank you all at the KPCC and LAist newsroom, and thank you for tuning in. Take care of your health, your family, stay indoor, and we will see you tomorrow.